Hello and welcome back to the GG.Bet Chicago Invitational. It's the final map here of the best of three between the two Danish teams, OpTic and Heroic. We've just seen the first map go in favor of OpTic, but the second in favor of Heroic, and they definitely looked better on the second map, but again, still weaknesses for both sides.
Yeah, it's been very scrappy. I think while we've gotten, I guess, the correct winner on both maps so far, which I guess makes sense considering it was their respective map picks, it's been a lot of rust. To put it mildly, from both ends, not dealing well with anti-eco rounds or just having a lot of crazy situations going down, not being able to handle them necessarily as well. We've also seen individuals going from exceptional to not as great, and it's been a lot of swings back and forth.
Yes, it's been fluctuating who's been at the top and at the bottom of the scoreboards. It's quite interesting to see. It's kind of nice for us as spectators because we get to see a lot of different people showing up, but obviously for the teams, they want a little bit more consistency. But we've seen Nidosafix be the man to step up for Heroic on top of the scoreboard in terms of kills, and they were the team that were dominating a lot of the opening duels, but again, had a lot of problems on that, which was kind of strange to see.
Yeah, normally you see teams getting opening frags, being able to close out rounds more often than not. That was not really the case for Heroic in this game. I guess Overpass could be one of those maps where it is a little bit more difficult to I guess stack up your defense, or it could still be pretty vulnerable depending on what kind of execute you go up against. So yeah, no, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt just for this once, and we'll see how it goes out or how it pans out going into Mirage, because I think that's a map where you need to take advantage of the openings you find, especially on the T side. If you get an opening, doesn't really matter where, if it's for mid for map control or if it's towards B to put on aggression and pressure there, then you need to be able to do something with it.
Yeah, Mirage is a map we seen earlier actually be the opening match for both of these two teams, and they both win it again, but again not very close. Sorry, not very easily. There was very close games against both teams that you'd probably expect them to beat, and they end up doing it. But again, it was a 16-13 to 16-12. So I'm looking forward to seeing this final map, but again, it's going to be a close one. I could probably see overtime being a real possibility between the two teams here.
Yeah, and I think for OpTic, one thing that they want to kind of shore up just right off the bat is not having such a weak start as they did versus Gamer Legion. I think they went down 7-1 before they had a pretty successful string of rounds, really, to put them, I think it was an 8-7 half at the very end of it. So they do manage to salvage it, but again, you don't feel comfortable going down by that kind of distance, especially if you're going up against a team like Heroic. We saw that versus Avangard. They had a very strong CT side eventually. So, yeah, no, you definitely can't allow Heroic to get too much space to work with here early on. I
think the turnaround for them when they actually came back in that game again was probably the skill of MSL, the impact he was having, and also Config rising up. And that's something we've seen in Overpass, right? They had a slow start into it. They lost quite convincingly in the first couple of runs. But when they stepped up and elevated their skill level, that's when OpTic turns things around. So if they can get off to a hot start here, that's exactly what they would want. OpTic on the CT side, Heroic on the T.
Yeah. Looking to see also if Nico can maintain his good form so far. He had a strong Mirage, an excellent nuke, and wants obviously to bring that into the decider map here.
Well, MSL is going to be spotting a player just jumping across.
As the tag just toying with him. But no committal yet from Heroic's side. They have 2 smokes, 2 flashes. It's going to be Freiberg and BlameF donning those 2. So after the initial showing on apps, slowly walking back forward. Question is whether or not, or what kind of smokes these are going to be. If it's going to be for jungle and stairs with a push in towards, well, there we go, actually. It's going to be jungles and stairs. Smokes, and might actually push into CT spawn off of this.
Well, refresh, chance to push forward through the smoke. He will get dropped by Nidosafix. MSL will step up, but Freiberg is there for a kill, and the pressure has been put on towards CT. 3 players currently coming in from this position as well for OpTic. They want to get back into the bomb site. There's a kit alive and alongside a smoke and a nade on Config, but that's his high. That's picked up Nico. So that's the kick gone, and Config is the last man standing. So not looking great here. It will be Heroic picking up the pistol win, and Config is just trying to salvage something. He's picked up the kit, the smoke, and the nade, so let's see what he can do with it. Grenade goes into the corner, does a lot of damage, but not the kill on the BlameF. It's actually USP that'll pick it up, and perhaps picking up this kit gives him a slight chance. He'll check the corner, but Stan will take his head up from the stairs, and Heroic will find the pistol. Again, success in the pistol round, but the problem for them earlier was not being able to convincingly win the next round.
It's very true. As we see the GG.Bet odds for the final map, Heroic favored at 1.48 odds, OpTic 2.52. And again, That probably has swung a little bit after a pistol round, you'd imagine. No, so far we've seen that. There's not a whole lot separating these two sides, so it's going to stay pretty tight. NATO finds MSL in window early on with his AK. Map control gained, mid control gained at the very least for Heroic. Just going to leave BlameF here alone while the rest of the team rotates around towards that A-bomb site.
Much better here from Heroic. You know, they obviously have been upset quite a few times by the Deagles, but they've got the kill, and there's not been too many options here for OpTic. So Heroic just taking the time. The smoke is going to go in towards CT. Seems like they want to finish the round on the A-bomb site. Nico, 25 HP up on top of Ticket. Refresh just outside the connector with the Deagle. Looks to try and take a head off towards Powers. It's close. We'll take a fight, but it's down. We'll take down his ex-teammate with the headshot, and it will be into a very fearsome position for Heroic. It's only the scout on Tessus, and of course the MP9 of Config.
Yeah. Two remaining OpTic members probably better off just saving, bringing this into the next round, see if they can get a couple of pot shots off on Heroic members trying to get map control. Tessus just going back for more challenges. At this point, you got to bail out, but too late. Scout goes down, and so does Config. Nicely handled from Heroic. Bit of a change of pace, I guess, from them in that sense, being able to hold on to all their weaponry. No shenanigans, no difficulties to start them off on Mirage. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of game plan OpTic has for this. I mean, we saw Heroic on their CT side being extremely aggressive, very disruptive. BlameF especially had a marvelous CT side in their opening game versus Avantgarde. And then, obviously, we saw OpTic falling, you know, a little bit more default, I guess, in their approach of things. Refresh playing close up by A-Pit and so on. But obviously, both of these teams should be able to be fairly aware of what each other do.
Well, that's made to look very simple from BlameF. The headshots coming in. Config is on his own with the USP in his hands. Probably not a single chance in the world.
Yeah, looks pretty difficult. Nobody from Heroic is really straight off too much. And you would imagine once they make their way up connector, I think it's BlameF. No, it's S-Attack actually on low HP. He should be checking behind himself, but
There's a kill.
Yeah.
That's a win in itself, really, for Config.
oh, okay. Stab it. Gets dinked up as well.
Oh, God. This is awkward. Oh, that is brutal.
That's awkward. Okay, at least he gets to pick up the AK as well, so... No, it's a Galil, actually. Excuse me. Still an upgrade from the MAC-10, though, going into a buy round.
Yeah, certainly. And so 3-0 here for Heroic, the start that they wanted and the start that they've got. And again, a problem we talked about for OpTic is earlier they didn't get off to the hottest of starts on Mirage, and this is not looking like the hottest of starts so far, but if they can win this gun round, that can turn things around. We've seen that on Nuke. You know, when they got the guns in their hands, they were straight away looking like the better team on that map, so we'll see if that's the case here on Mirage as well.
Setting up strong defensive sides. Mirage definitely might have to lend itself to that. Again, another three-man setup here from OpTic towards A. Smokes comes raining down. That's a lot of smokes as well. It's 4 being posted up immediately. Wall of smokes all around. Actually, massive gap. Molotov will eventually come down to prevent anyone from peering through. NATO. All right. Thought he had the jump on where Refresh was playing. Does not get the better of him, and one will go down. But a lot of damage been sustained on the side of Heroic. Well, this is quickly gotten out of control.
Yeah. BlameF on his own, time ticking. It's got to be a massive clutch coming in from him. He will just sit behind the smoke, and the time will tick away.
Yeah, no real reason for him to actually try to deny that bomb defuse. Just get out of it, stay alive, bring an AK into the next round. You got the bomb planned, so it's not going to be an issue of time running out or anything to that effect. So, site take, I mean, it's a nice idea. Putting down 1 extra smoke for their A execution, 2 Molotovs as well for bench to make sure that that's completely covered off. I think a lot of that swings in the favor of Heroic if they're able to find Refresh in CT spawn. NATO Fix basically gets away with his gamble, and you got CT spawn control. You can play this a lot more calmly, more relaxed than what they had to do. Nico wanting to pressure top mid with config. Not going to find anything at all. This is similar kind of push that we saw out of Heroic on their CT sides in their matchup versus Avantgarde.
So Heroic taking their time. It's going to be probably a mid-tick going through here as NeoSaphix has got himself towards underpass, multiple players towards top mid. MSL will be the biggest thorn in their side. Here comes the run boost. Has to be successful, and it is. They don't even realize there's a player there, and there's the bait. That is so well played there. The shoulder peek baits MSL to take the shot, and Esatag just walks into it, takes the kill, and that is perfect.
They just knew exactly what they were going up against.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw MSL playing the same thing, like, oh, okay, refresh. Trying to bring OpTic back into this, but not going to be enough. A valiant effort, though. But yeah, we saw in the Gamer Legion OpTic matchup that MSL had the same kind of a position. Gamer Legion didn't think of the same move. They pretty much just strafed right into mid after initial mid control was taken, given up, and all that back and forth. That netted MSL a couple of easy kills. This time, though, gets completely fooled.
Yeah, if you're MSL and that happens to you, at that point, you can't get mad. You just kind of think, you just like, wow, that was well played.
Exactly. Like, you you look like a fool, you know, for people at home, I guess, but I think, yeah, anyone would have reacted the same way. It's just really well done by Heroic, and that's going to net them a 4th round. Really, really well done.
Certainly something they've practiced, I'm sure.
Yeah, you can tell like the bait was.
Okay, that's a bit terrible. He's actually just lost the op.
It's not what you want to see. Everything was looking so nice. Sunshine and flowers all day for Heroic.
Just ruined it. Here it is. This is it. There's the run boost.
Fast. Yeah, I saw the leg as well. It goes back into it. It's the easiest frag he's going to have all day.
That's quite nice from Refresh, though. Very snappy on 2 players.
Didn't even need an AUG.
Even in the slow-mo replay, it still looks quick.
It's still going to be another buy for OpTic. Holding on to that AWP is pretty big. It's going to allow MSL to continue showing some presence with it. Potentially find some opening kills. Been doing a pretty good job of it. Okay, well, scratch that. It's going to be Nico through the smoke onto BlameF.
Yeah, good kill coming in. NeoSaphix inside the B-bomb side, but the flashbangs are in. He will be taken away by Tessus. Although Freiburg steps in, Nico gets one back. And this is so back and forth, but it's OpTic coming out on top of the minute. As soon as I say that, though, Freiburg and Esatag, they find kills. And it's into a 2v2. Bomb getting planted. MSL with the AWP in his hand is just waiting for the smoke to be fed. He has waited long enough. It's gone, and Refresh, he will be picked off by Esatag. It's all onto MSL to try and make it happen. He'll jump on it, can't afford to unscope at this point. That'll give away his position. Spots the AK, there's the kill to Freiburg, knows where the last player is, and he'll pull it off. MSL with the 1v2 clutch, and OpTic get 2.
I was very weirdly played by Heroic.
Yeah, I don't know why the guy in the van is having to peek at that point. The bomb's planted for him. There's no need to commit to that.
Force MSL to come to you in that sense. He's got an op. Like, if he swaps out a gun, you're going to hear it. Definitely just don't go blindly wide into an angle where you're open from everywhere, pretty much.
You'd have to be like 100% sure that he's gone towards short.
I mean, not even MSL's movement after he killed Freiburg would leave you to believe that he's swinging around, right? So a bit of a hiccup from Heroic there. They were looking pretty damn nice to clear that out once Esatag had found the first frag onto Refresh. And still, though, Heroic's B-take in that situation is not nearly as polished as we've seen on other maps. You can tell that NATO actually swings out, doesn't really hold the car after a Molotov comes down, just way too soon. So the Molotov, even if it's there, even if it has a player there, at that stage it's not going to tick for a lot of damage. So it's not as it's not as big of a detriment to stand at it if there's players jumping out. So they need to be wary about these kind of things. Now, with this attack down, Stabin to pick up the op. You'd imagine that might get swapped over again back to NATO safe fix once they rejoin and regroup. Back into mid we go, though. Config's posted up in ladder room. Might have an opportunity here to get aggressive off a flash or something to that effect. Stabin gets jump boosted into mid. going to throw out the Molotov and fall back. They have gotten one player in, and that's BlameF into Winter Room. They did this a lot versus Avantgarde as well. It seems like Nico has an inkling that this might be the case. He's going to be right about it as well. It's a big pickup.
Yeah, Nico take it away, BlameF fairly simply. MSL able to pick up one as well. And Config, he'll add his kill to the tally as it leads down into the 1v4. Heroic leading, but OpTic will start to chip away at that as they are only one round away at this point. As it will be Nico taking away down 4-3. And Nico decides not to pick up the op. So obviously good communication here on OpTic. They obviously don't need it. And so it'll be thrown over towards MSL.
There you go. Eco time for Heroic, and also a bit of a pause to talk things over. Still in the lead, but OpTic gradually bringing it back. And while we have the break in action, for all you guys at home, what you could do is head over to csgo.net and use the code Chicago. So every week there's new discounts, new cases, and whatnot. And if you use the code Chicago, you can get a 30% bonus to your top-up. So definitely one way of doing it while we wait for the game to get back into action. It might actually be a technical issue considering, well, the pause isn't over yet. We'll see, though. We had S-Attack, I think it was, who ran into a bit of a snafu on overpass towards the tail end of it. Luckily not anything severe. Did make it back, obviously. Remains to be seen.
Yeah, not Almazer levels of technical difficulties.
Yeah, no, that was him and Facecrack had a bit of a competition as to see who could be disconnected for the longest period of time.
I think Almazer wins just surely because it literally cost him the game. But
yeah, that is ever so slightly unfortunate. You don't like to see that.
Perhaps could have beat the best team in the world, stopped them from getting to SL1 Cologne.
Legitimate best of 3 win as well.
Yeah.
Can't blame ping difference, nothing like
No.
that. It was just straight up a legitimate win. They played so well. They're going to be back as well, for those who are not aware of what teams are here. Today we're doing Group A, or at least starting off with Group A, which is obviously Heroic, OpTic, as we have here, Gamer Legion, and Avantgarde. Group B, over on that end, we have Force, as mentioned, Hellraisers, Nordavind, and to close it out, Wendigo, who recently won, was it Moshe or Moke? I'm not really sure how you pronounce that.
I think a Mocha just reminds me of like a coffee, right?
Like a maca latte.
And then the mosh just reminds you of some sort of
mosh
rock.
pit?
Yeah, mosh pit.
Yeah.
So I'm preferring mosh. I think that sounds more interesting.
Mosh XL.
Mosh, extra large mosh pit.
Yeah. No, but yeah, Wendigo, obviously, he won that. That's a tournament that had Furia in it. Also Gamer Legion.
Yeah, exactly. Made it to the final.
Yep.
Beat Furia in a best of 3-2-0. So definitely looking good.
Yeah, a lot of strong teams here, and obviously they're fighting for a spot at IEM Chicago. I mean, if the name didn't give it away already. GG.Bet Chicago Invitational. As we're back into it, BlameF, well, he's been doing a lot of work with the Deagle. Continues to do so. This time it's Nico. Oh, God, well done. 2 opening kills for the tank of Heroic.
He's only been a couple of seconds in this run. He's already got himself 2 kills. Like that is definitely a good start. And we've seen the Hero AK work out in Mirage a couple of times through the teams. It's another kill from BlameF. So certainly the hero for OpTic, for Heroic.
Barely takes damage as well. 3 kills. And this is all without armor, by the way. So aim punch, definitely a factor. All that good jazz. Now the CD side of OpTic so spread out. Stavin, is he going to find the golden timing as Tessis is left, vacated the B-Apps area. He's going to get spotted out here as well. You have a Glock. You have a Glock. It still works. Kind of figured he would have waited for Freiburg to get a little bit closer to shoot and then have Freiburg wide on him, but still gets the job done.
Yeah, this is not exactly a run if you're OpTic. You want to end up losing.
Oh, BlameF, man.
He's just a one-man army.
It really is. 8-0-2. Keep in mind he had 22 frags in the first half versus Avantgarde. And I think he ended up at 31. Closed out the game with a 4K. Just brilliant from start to finish. He's looking to replicate that in this matchup as well.
Certainly a good map for BlameF individually. And he's also leading the team, so...
He's doing it all.
Yeah, so if you'll be able to carry the team while also in-game leading the team, that is definitely some stuff you'll need to be able to sort of bench press them.
Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised if they actually take Tactical Time Master so you can lift weights. Nate, not going to hit the exact mark, but still does some damage to Nico. And his eco on the side of OpTic. That has been spotted out. Somehow makes it out alive.
Yeah, that would have been a good kill. Take off early. Nico dropped to 4 HP. He does get away alive by the skin of his teeth.
Just a single flash on refresh here. Setting up, waiting for some sort of contact. Set up for a pop flash. Doesn't look like he's going to get lucky with the positioning of the Heroic players. BlameF just continuing to push the momentum. Gets dinged up for 21 HP. That's through a box or two, probably. As bomb goes down on the B bomb site. Seems like more players on the side of Heroic wants to join in on the fun that blames Savin. Stavin, namely.
I really don't like the way Heroic are going to try and force these fights. You don't really need to. They've only got USPs, literally nothing.
Yeah, confidence booster, I guess.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
the only
some kills you can add to your statistics.
Yeah, no, it's very true. It's completely unnecessary, really. But well,
just want to get it over and done with. Next round, please.
Exactly. There we see the scoreboard. Freiburg sitting at 5. Got plenty of bomb plants to his name. BlameF being the one leading the charge frag-wise. Good to see him getting off to a good start. 3-6, Heroic in the lead. Another buy in on the side of OpTic. I'm just going to scrape the bottom of the barrel for this one as well. And this time, Nico's not going to get the opening frag through his smoke. Nearly does it, though.
Nearly, yeah.
Yep.
If you had an AK or any other weapon.
Krieg.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to get a hold of on the CT side, we will admit. Here the B pushes come. Tessus managed to find a triple kill in their opening game this way, and that definitely didn't pan out this time.
Yeah, that was not great. Not even a single frag, and I think that might just be job done already. Heroic 7-3. OpTic off to another slow start of Mirage.
Oh, Freiburg. Well, at least he's got information. I mean, that's if they needed any sort of confirmation. That's visual confirmation that nobody on the side of OpTic is attempting to do this. And
hopefully Config has a
what is going on? Okay, yeah. Oh, it's a bug on the minimap, surely, right? Yeah, okay, there it is. Because I was curious, like, number 5 on the radar, number 7, which would have been Stavin and...
yeah, I think obviously with Config leaving...
Yeah, exactly.
Has caused the problem.
Looked really weird. It's like, are they just kind of following each other in a weird way?
No,
God,
I don't know what's happening.
Everything's going on. Refresh finds NATO, but this is worth it. This is definitely worth the hunt for Heroic. They want to be as aggressive as possible, and they're going to find both. Mission complete. Couldn't have asked for anything more. Beautiful B take. Also eliminating the entirety of the OpTic Gaming lineup. Config's back on the server. So he's going to, well, be able to spectate the total destruction of his team as he rejoins the server. Fortunate to see the updated odds as well from GG.Bet. Heroic heavily favored at 1-19 or 1.19. OpTic 4.23. I will say though, OpTic did have a similar start in their first matchup as well.
Yes, it was actually this is a better start than what they had.
Yeah, that's true.
And they still made it happen. They still made it to 8-7. I believe they actually come out behind, but only by 1.
Yeah, better than being 6 rounds behind.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Config's got aggressive USP in hand, gets 1 kill. This time we'll pick up 2 on the op. Good stuff. Dropping Config and MSL, leaving Tessus and Refresh into a very sticky situation. S-Tag's actually done it all in this one. He's looking for the ace, but the rest of his team are still hungry for some of these eco frags, so it might be a little bit difficult for him to collect that.
Yep. Well, it's not the most pressured shots that S-Tag is hitting. It's good to see him having a bit of a bounce back from overpass. Not really firing on all cylinders on that map with the sniper. Now 10 frags to his name already, so it's looking pretty good. See, he's gonna throw some weapons away, making sure that no one from the side of OpTic is going to be able to catch and pick those up. Still, no bomb planted. I mean, Heroic are being very, very careful about this. I think they've had enough scares so far in this series to the point where they don't really want to mess things up. But again, a lot rides on winning this best of 3. Put you directly into the semifinals. That's where you want to be. You don't have to go through a elimination game, a decider, whatever it may be.
You just kind of leave the dogs to fight amongst themselves, right?
Exactly. Let them wear themselves out. You'll be waiting for them
prepared, ready to go, get a few days off.
Exactly. Plenty of time to practice as well, right? Like
Yeah, fix things.
Obviously, a big issue for a lot of teams who attend all of these tournaments. Actually, even for those who don't go to a lot of international tournaments, do you have online leagues and whatnot? Just constantly something going on that takes your attention away from just practicing properly.
And realistically, if you win this game and you win the rest and actually make the Chicago event, you've realistically only had to win 3 best-of-3s. So
yeah,
it's not bad.
Got to be efficient about it. I mean, it's in terms of just getting practice time, this is probably the ideal time to get a lot of practice time as well, considering Cologne is coming up. So you're going to have pretty much every top team in the world practicing hour in and out of the day. Also, even the North American ones or even the Asians.
Pretty soon as well.
Yeah, so a lot of things coming up that's obviously going to have all the teams in full swing. Heroic, sadly, not going to be a part of the major.
Or Cologne.
No, they are going to be a part of the Cologne. Heroic,
okay.
yeah, Heroic beat.
Oh, no, I thought you said
Avangard.
OpTic. I thought
OpTic, yeah, no. OpTic, yeah, no, they haven't been attending too many tournaments as of late. They did win DreamHack, but
they're on the minors.
They are. Heroic on their side has not had a bit of a bad time running into no chance. Stabbin', gonna make sure Nico's day gets a lot worse. And he was having so much impact here for OpTic on the first map. Refresh able to get the tag, not the frag. That's a tough one.
Yeah, Heroic have already won the half. If they can get a little bit more than this, that's exactly what they would have asked for. Big gap in the smoke to play with for MSL. He's going to throw the nade on in. Flash comes through the CT smoke. And at this point, it's on to... Oh my god. Well, good flash from Blamef coming on in. He will be able to pick up a kill as well. Oh my god, easy stuff from Blamef. 3 kills collected. And Tessus is on his own, 1v5. Blamef is just ripping them apart on his own.
Just having his way. That is...
I don't know how he does it.
It's quite something, Tessus. I mean... Is he going to go for the ninja?
Oh my god, he has no kit though.
Oh, that is... Well, he might remove the
What is
op.
happening?
He might remove the op.
Knife. Oh.
Well, gets the op. Got to be happy about that at least.
Saves it as well.
Yeah. It's a small victory, but a victory nonetheless for OpTic. We'll see if he throws that over to MSL or if he's going to hold on to it considering he is the only one. Actually, MSL has bought up Kevlar simply for this.
S-Tag has no money problems. He was sitting on $15,800.
Yeah, Heroic are going to be in a position where they can buy out for the entirety of the half. A lot better of a scenario than what they found themselves up against versus Heroic. No, Avangard. So, things looking swimmingly for them.
This is actually very, very solid from Heroic, I have to say. You know, coming into this, we were probably expecting a little bit more of a back and forth. And eventually, we're looking for that moment. Okay, it's coming on. OpTic should be back into it, but it hasn't really come just yet. And Blamef just keeps going. Finally put a stop to by config after the initial early pick. So, still 4v4.
Yeah, Ops yet to be picked up as well. And one of the things that Heroic are so much more successful with compared to Gamer Legion, who was the first opponent of OpTic on Mirage, is mid control. How successfully they're able to take it. And that creates, well, weaknesses in the defense as you see Refresh and Nico getting picked off, and that is pretty much the round gone together. Because eventually, Gamer Legion were having so little success going into mid that they eventually were forced to do direct bomb takes. Then we started seeing the setup from OpTic where we had Refresh playing close up by Pit. I think we usually having config instead of playing catwalk, actually playing on top of the boxes to hold off apps, etc. Like they had a solid A defense that it could rely on consistently, but they never got to that point. They haven't really forced Heroic's hand. Heroic really don't feel like they're losing out on anything. Tessus misses the first, but corrects for the second. And again, goal is to survive. It's not going to be the case.
Yeah, unfortunate there. And he would be banned from Overwatch League for that.
He definitely would be. Teabagging. An old classic.
Exactly.
Well, thank God we're not that. We're allowed to say okay and...
Yeah, we're allowed to say okay, and we're allowed to teabag.
Yeah.
Which is good.
We have it pretty good.
Yeah, we do.
Can't
We do get. I think CS:GO is probably one of the esports we get a lot away with a lot more. It's kind of like
us in fighting games.
Yeah.
I think you're definitely onto something there. Esatag, wild shot into the flash, not going to pan out. This time we're seeing it. Exactly what we're talking about. Config holding apps, refresh with the close pit setup. He's just got a spot for shoulders, drop the smoke.
Oh, MSL's just going to get so aggressive here. He wants to get some information, perhaps even a pick, but Heroic, you're not going to be coming towards him. They're just going to be going back towards underpass. Trying to take a little bit of control here, working in tandem with Esatag, who is towards the top of mid. And Refresh just playing close towards ramp. BlameF is just holding here. When you're coming down this ramp, when you're going aggressive on the CT side, it's always nice just to sort of crouch because you can see the feet of a player up on top. And you can get a pick pretty quickly there if you're prepared for it. But BlameF will drop off. No one coming aggressive towards him.
We see it. So one of the big issues that...
Oh my... Okay.
Well, see, that's also one of the things Gamer Legion didn't do.
Yeah.
Just shoot people through the smoke.
That's certainly a way to get things going for Heroic, who were kind of just sitting passive, but as soon as BlameF got that one, it kind of gave Freiburg the fire just to go on in through Palace, get 2 kills. MSL and Tessus, this is not looking too solid for them, just trying to hang on to the weapons yet again.
Yeah, it feels like this has been a recurring theme, hasn't it?
Yeah.
See if they can survive to bring a weapon into the next round. Well, Heroic's just really pedal to the metal. They are picking up a few frags, but immediately, like, as you mentioned it a couple of rounds ago, right? Like, there's so much money in the bank on the side of these Heroic players that they don't really care if they die here. No. Freiburg, 15K. Esatag, 12.5. Blame, 11K. Like, they have not a worry in the world.
They can just throw bodies at them and just hope for the best. And
yeah.
Luckily, Tessus will get a quad kill. That'll bolster his stats a little bit. He's up to 9.
I think the majority of his kills is actually just saving.
Exit, right? Yeah, I think he's had like 2 kills that maybe aren't an exit.
Because that was 4, and he got 2 with the op in the previous round. He has a total of 9. Keep that in mind. So that's 6 out of 9, and I know he's done it 1 round before as well.
So he's had like 2 kills max that are impactful.
Yeah.
Or maybe not even impactful.
Yeah, because I mean, you'd like to say that, oh yeah, no, this could, mess with the economy of Heroic, but then you see like, oh well, they have about like,
it's like
a couple, $70,000 between them.
It kind of reminds me of when that guy tried to drop kick Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
And just like slightly moved his body.
Config with the scout is going to get some damage done, but the B-bomb set has been taken. Heroic in prime position to get a 12th round. Config's just going to run through. That's going to be heard as well. The sound cue has gone off. They know that something's abound. Stavin spams him through, and why not?
God, this is just like kills through every part of the smoke.
Jesus, BlameF again. I mean, pretty, weak first half from BlameF. Not getting the casual 22 that you usually do. Only 19 to his name, so needs to step it up. I think we could attest that to the rest of the team doing more in this case. We could see Stavin sitting at 14, Esatag and Freiburg 11 and 10 respectively. NATO safe fix. I think a little bit of a slower Mirage game once more, but
I think Nico is a big sort of factor we have to talk about.
Yeah,
because he had such a good performance in our earlier series, but here he's just been a little bit flat, and that's kind of a win condition we're talking about.
Ouch! Those updated odds from GG.Bet.
Yeah.
1.01 in odds of Heroic winning this from this point on, and we're getting into double figures for OpTic, but not the good kind of double digits.
No, yeah, certainly not looking too great for them in terms of odds, but we'll see if they can get it done here in the pistol. Heroic, they've been pretty solid at winning the pistol rounds, I have to say. Tessus does get another. There's a second for Tessus, and Refresh, he will pick up one as well. So Nida Safix and BlameF, they're into a 2v3. A chance here for OpTic. Refresh gets another one, as BlameF, he's been huge for them so far. Can he get it done again? Shot rattles off. Does he expect a close player? Of course he does. BlameF picks up that one. MSL's been finished off, and he's looking for another. Just towards the bench, just hiding away at this point. OpTic trying to just hold on to get this run under their belt, but there's another shot from BlameF looking for the clutch, and he makes it happen. BlameF with the triple kill, and that is just incredible. There's enough time for the defuse as well, and I don't know how he's done it again. This guy
That's exact same 3K in the pistol again. Yeah. Just like on the last Mirage they played. I don't know what it is about the map and BlameF, but they definitely synergize.
I literally don't know how it does it. They were playing the post plant pretty well. I mean, they were playing passive. They weren't giving him anything.
Working out, yeah.
Look at this. He just expects it.
As you would do, right? Immediately drops config. And yeah, just
even shoots the ground and still manages to
to correct himself.
Yeah.
That is wild. It's just been one of those kind of games for him, and he's been having it twice already today.
He's 22-5, I think.
22-5, so still 3 behind. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
He's had a better performance.
Yeah, no, but obviously just a monumentous task for him.
Yeah, 16 runs.
Jesus, no, he's been firing on all cylinders. Definitely took his pre-workout.
Yeah, that's why they need the tactical pause. Just let him build, you know, to
actually warm up.
That really needs to be like a PR video from Heroic. It's just one of those like 80s, like sort of workout music.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
The pink sweatband.
Oh, what's the name of the American guy who have made basically like an empire out of that?
I can't remember.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna find that out as we go through the force buy. I mean, you take us through the force buy of OpTic.
Yeah. So OpTic, I've got the scout in the hands of MSL AK for config. The rifles are available to most players, bar Nico, who's being extremely quiet for OpTic here on Mirage, and Heroic are gonna try and get it done in 3. Stowners are going to be over the top of the smoke. They're looking for a pick, and something OpTic have been pretty good at so far is winning these.
Yeah, that is very true.
Did you find out?
Richard Simmons. For anyone in Twitch chat who's curious as to, or who would be interested to see Blame F as Richard Simmons doing a promo video or something, just tweet at Heroic, make that happen. Blame F seems like a pretty fun-going guy as well. He would be up for it.
We need to get him the wig as well.
Oh, God, yes. Little cheeky afro wig. Would be good. Probably the same outfit as well.
Yeah, I think that the blue outfit, sort of tank top, speedos, perfect.
It's a good look. And, well, speaking of good looks here, OpTic posturing well here to get positive trades. Well, until NATO Sefix actually returns on him, and so does as a tag as well. This has quickly become dire as it's config left. Doesn't have an AK to his name with 21 HP and 3 nearly full health Heroic members to find.
Well, he's nearly pulled off the impossible on overpass. He pulled off a 1v4 ace clutch. This time will have to be the 1v3. The quad kill, and he spotted one player. That's an opportunity, but unable to pick it up. So they know exactly where he is, and not finding that kill with such a limited time, it might just be in the bin.
Oh, that's this is a rough round to save in as well. Yeah, he's not going to make it to a bomb site, so I'm not really sure why he's running up catwalk.
Oh, God, no. Freiburg's just going to kill him.
Yeah, why have you attempted that?
I think he tried to get the bomb planters for the
but it was
money, you know?
there was no way he was getting that bomb plant. He came to the site with 2 seconds left.
Yeah, maybe just after time. He was hoping they
get 300 extra bucks.
Yeah, there we go. It's worth. Obviously, he thought
worth
it was worth
throwing away his AK.
Yeah, that was a little bit questionable.
Yeah, but then again, I mean, you are kind of desperate if you're OpTic Gaming at this stage. They will get another buy-in here.
I mean, realistically, that extra $300 would have given Tessus some needs, I guess.
I suppose the one thing here for config is the fact that he dies before time runs out.
Yeah.
So at least he has that going for him in that sense, so he will get the loss bonus. They've dropped the round, so maybe that was the idea. Just go somewhere, force the issue on the side of Heroic to kill him, actually.
Yeah, and maybe on the hand of Freiburg, you could have just waited until, 3 seconds into the bomb plant.
Yeah, no, that is true. But in any case, config is going to have an AK and armor to his name. He's going to need to show up with some more heroics like we saw in Overpass for OpTic to get back into this one. 14-3.
No pun intended.
MSL gets one to go, but Nico is traded out. Nico having such a big impact initially on Mirage, not just finding his groove as Attack and Freiburg combine, and Tessus and Refresh left alone. Now it's sold out to Refresh. Not for long either. Match point for Heroic. They're looking to go to the semifinals here.
Yeah, so we kind of remember when we were saying on the second map, oh yeah, Mirage will most likely be the closest one.
Yeah, there's even, pretty much winning the same amount of matches. I guess we kind of forgot about Blame.
Yeah, we kind of forgot.
Yeah, nowadays everybody want to talk, right?
Exactly. Well, I think it's the caster's curse. It's definitely, it's proven.
I feel like we were getting on such a good steam of things, right? We had 2 very close maps to start us off. It felt pretty safe to say that Mirage would be the same.
Exactly. Nothing's ever safe.
Yeah. And cheeky one-way from Blame F is going to net him 1 frag. It's traded out, but they don't expect NATO to be there, but he's not able to convert on this.
Oh,
okay, he saves it. S-Attack saves, gets at least 1 frag to keep them within this. Tess is down to 4 HP as well, so there's definitely opportunities for Stavin and Freiburg to bring this back. The lurk, though, from Nico, that could be dangerous. He's also a bit of a failsafe if they can get the bomb plant down. We'll see how patient they are, though.
Oh, no. Oh, that's an unorthodox shot, and it misses, so not exactly what we're used to seeing from Nico, but still, Freiburg has to pull off the 1v3 clutch if they want to do the 16-3, the bomb plant coming through, but Freiburg denies it, and so it's back into the 1v1. Nico, who has been quiet so far in this game, has to try and make it happen. Molotov this time extends to Freiburg.
9 HP.
And the bomb getting planted, 9 HP indeed, but the bomb plant does come through this time. Freiburg not able to deny, so it's done into the mind games.
How patient is Nico going to be before he changes out? He's doing this well, getting down into pit. Can play off of sound cues if he wants to. And Freiburg doesn't really have too much wiggle room. He has a Molotov that he could throw down in towards pit, which could section off Nico, but I think Nico is willing to dive through that in order to find it. Oh.
He's also got a smoke as well. Here comes the defuse, sticking at Freiburg, going
for
this.
Nico,
He's
going
to go around the corner. Defuse coming in! On the last few seconds, it will be the clutch coming in from Nico. OpTic stay alive, but Freiburg nearly makes it happen.
I was close. I was really, really close. I was expecting Nico to play a little bit further up and not have such a long walk to spot up the bomb.
Yeah, it was a little bit strange to go all the way back.
Yeah, I guess he was expecting Freiburg to be aware of the position. I was actually surprised to see Freiburg expecting it to be a connector play. But
well, that's
then again,
where he thought Nico came from. Right?
Yeah. I guess it's off the back that he obviously didn't have much information with the smoke that he put down to save himself from the Molotov and so on. And Nico did definitely have that as an opportunity or a possibility to go there, but Nico wins it regardless. 4 rounds for OpTic. Still quite the uphill battle.
Oh, change in pace style, but BlameF just walks right through the smoke. I think he's starting to feel himself a little bit too much. I think he's starting to feel a bit too confident. He's died for one quite often in the last couple of runs, so maybe he has to tone that down a little bit, but Freiburg is going to walk through the smoke. He wants to get a pick here. It goes back over towards ramp, but refresh. Here's the kill. Essetag able to pick up MSL, and the kills keep coming through for Essetag. He might just get another, and there it is. It's all on Nico. This time a 1v2 to make it happen, and it just won't. Heroic will win 16-4, a 2-1 in this series. They get it done here in the final map.
The dominant showing from Heroic. I mean, leaving really no question marks as to who were the better team on the deciding map. We expected a close affair. We expected a close bout between the two domestic sides, but BlameF, Essetag showing up in spades to completely trounce OpTic.
Yeah, I think BlameF just finished on 25-9. I think it was just below double figures on the death. So
yeah,
not bad. No, not bad at all.
He's been having a great showing on Mirage. Just well, I guess in both instances so far, and that's perfect start for Heroic. They're straight into the semifinals. As you said, they get a couple of days to rest. They also get a couple of extra days to actually practice. And, they're going to be in prime position really to potentially make their all the way to the finals and play for a spot at Chicago. Yeah,
the fact that Heroic came into today and they kind of had a closer game against a new look of Vanguard, 16-12. Coming and ending Mirage in that fashion is so impressive. 16-4 against OpTic after having such close 2 early games.
Yeah, no, it really, really is. It's super impressive as we see the bracket and how it all played out. This is the games. These are the games from today. As we saw, OpTic starting it off versus Gamer Legion, winning that 16-12 on Mirage. Then we had Heroic playing Avangard 16-13 and a 16-12 bout there. Heroic eventually closing it out, and as you just witnessed, Heroic 2-1 over OpTic in what was initially a close battle, but in the end, Heroic showing who's the big brother.
Who's the boss? We're kind of talking about, it was interesting, which one of these teams is the better Danish team out of the two? Because we say they're pretty close, Heroic are looking better than ever, and I think they definitely proved that they're looking like the better side here, Heroic.
Yeah, at least for today. OpTic obviously still not out of the tournament. They're going to go down to play a decider match later on. If it should be in 2 days' time, if I'm not mistaken. So still time to bounce back, shore up their mistakes that they made today, and there's definitely a fair few things to learn from that Mirage match, to be fair. So yeah, still not out of it, still a lot to fight for, but Heroic securing their spot in the semis.
Yeah, well, the Danes come out on top of Group A today. Join us tomorrow where we'll have Group B. Some interesting teams in there, so make sure you tune in.